Hi, this is Makolas Pokani, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I want to speak about things that mentally strong people do. And as a young man, it's very, very important that you become mentally strong because the life that we're living in, and in this generation particularly, is a tough life. It's a life that will see many of the young men that don't know their direction in life, that are not tough in mind, that are not strong in mind. They come to a point where they actually even destroy their own lives. We have seen young people that are giving themselves over to drugs. We have seen young people that are giving themselves over to alcohol, particularly in this age and time. And mainly it's because of they don't have strong mind. And that's the reason why I thought, let me address this topic and speak a little bit about it. Because I believe that it will help you as a young man that you become mentally strong. Because people that are not mentally strong, they are not going to survive in this generation. And I must really say, look at the outside now, what is happening. Economically, countries are going down, things are getting expensive, unemployment rates are actually just growing high and high. And it's not only a South African problem. I must emphasize that it happens worldwide. And you realize that things are tough. And because things are tough, then we're going to need mentally strong people. But as a young man, you're going to need to be mentally strong. And that's why I want to speak about this. And today I want to deal with part one of this topic of things that mentally strong people do. And I want to deal with just with one thing today. And that is mentally strong people, they move on. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves when they are in situations. I want to speak about moving on and don't waste time in feeling sorry for yourself. And when you look at things in this world, they're challenging, as I said. There are those of you who just during the time of COVID, you've been fired from work. You've lost your jobs. And you've actually lost your livelihood. You've gone through problems that are serious challenges in your life. But it is actually not going to help you to ponder on that every day and sit on that and not move on. Because this is challenging in life, whereby if you sit in one place and don't take a step to move on, you're actually going to hurt yourself. You're going to make yourself actually broken. You're going to kill yourself because you're actually going to dwell on the things that has already happened that may not help you by sitting back and folding your arms. Now, mentally strong people are able to move on. They're able to move on and not waste time feeling sorry for themselves, because feeling sorry for yourself is a time delayer as well. It's actually a time waster in life. Because when you sit and feel sorry for yourself, everybody is moving on, because life is actually busy and everybody is busy with their lives, and there's nobody who's actually considering on what other people are doing. And this is the reason why, as a young man, I want to emphasize that it is very important for you to be mentally strong, and everything that comes your way, be able to get a way of moving on as quickly as possible. Because if you stay at one place, as I said, you may not be able actually to succeed in anything that you want to do. So be innovative in your mind, therefore. Be creative, because you cannot move on if you're not creative enough. You cannot move on if you don't intentionally take time to say, I want to forget about this. I want to move on. I want to do something else in my life and become better. Because you may actually lose opportunity of becoming a better person by pondering on one thing that has happened in your life, and while that particular thing is not going to help you with anything. And I want to emphasize this, that in life, we have actually been, by default, focusing on the past in our lives. And many people sit on the past, they don't move on at all, and they entertain the past to a level that the past destroys them. Because remember, when you focus on the past, you're not going to change anything about your past. You're not going to make things better. If things have crumbled and broken, you cannot fix them. So therefore, please move on and don't waste time on feeling sorry for yourself. Now, some of the people that are spending more time in the past, they enjoy actually fantasizing about the past. and they enjoy wondering about the past. And they therefore condemn themselves. They therefore see themselves as failures that will never come out of failure, that will never become better, because they condemn themselves and they look back and say, it is my mistake. Yes, it might be your mistake, but as a young man, I want you to move on quickly and become better and start focusing on things that are ahead of you. Now, life that is focused on the past is not progressive at all. And I know that 75% of the issues that we're looking at are past tense problems. But I want you to also realize that there are those people that are focusing on other things that are not real, and the things that are not going to be corrected, things that are not going to be fixed. And you're focusing on things that you cannot correct because they're the past tense problems that you cannot fix at all. There are those of us that are actually living the life of the future, and 20% of living the life of the future. And you find that you're dwelling on the future as well, to an extent that you are actually ignoring the fact that you are living in the now. And when you live in the now, therefore, you're going to be able to be creative enough and plan for the future while you are living in the now. And that's very, very important as a young man. But mentally strong people, I want to emphasize once more, that they are able to move on and they don't sit and feel sorry for themselves. Now, some of the young men, you might have actually gone through family breakdown, or you are not actually in good terms with your family, maybe your parents, maybe your brothers and sisters. Some of you actually have lost relationships as well. It might be a relationship of marriage. It might be a relationship that you are not married, but it's a relationship that you cherished so much. And now that you've lost it, it's not time for you to sit and wane around that. Because if you are sitting and not thinking better to say, what else can I do? How can I move on? You're going to actually sit there and waste your time, and you are going to ponder on something that you cannot. And many people call that it is spilled milk, or the milk on the ground that you cannot collect back. Now, please don't cry over spilled milk. Try to stand up and look at yourself and become a better person. But mentally strong people are the people that are taking inspiration from the inside. And I must emphasize the fact that as a young man, it is very important to look and reflect from inside. And don't live your life from outside in, rather focus on living your life from inside out. Have peace with yourself, understand who you are. And therefore, as you are conversing and reflecting on yourself, everything within you should be actually the one that brings strength of life in you, because you've got confidence in yourself and knowing that you are an image that is created by God, and you are able to do all things through God who strengthens you. Now, when you know that, you're going to take inspiration from within, and therefore you're going to stand up and become somebody who's creative, to look forward and move on from that which has passed and happened. If people reject you, remember that is not everyone in this world who will reject you. Remember that it's not everyone in the world who should actually be friend to you. So there are those people that will come because of a certain purpose that they were sent to do in your life. But there are times when people have to leave your life. Now, when people leave your life, you cannot whine through that and sit and grumble about it and not see the future anymore because people have walked out of your life. But remember, some people walk out of your life so that better people may come. Or also because the program that God has set up before you, which is your purpose, is actually needing different type of people to come and step into your life. And the very same people that have been hanging around in your life, they have to leave. And God has allowed them to leave. And when they have been allowed by God to leave, even though you can whine and cry about it, you are going to waste your time and you are not going to be successful by so doing. So move on as a young man, because the mentally strong people are able to move on and become better and even better. Move on from situations that have actually lied them flat, that have actually beat them hard, and they stand up and move on. And the more you move on, you are able to forget about things that you've been facing and become a better person. I want to end up here today. Your host, Mike Spokane. Thank you very much for listening to this part one of this great topic of what mentally strong people do. I'll deal with part two tomorrow. Please join us as we do so. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please click on that notification button. Make sure that you're notified with the videos that we're going to post going forward. And you will be able to watch those and learn as a young man. May the good Lord bless you and allow me to say cheers for now.